The 20th Party Congress of the Communist Party of China gets underway this week. It is the most important political event in China, and it happens once every 5 years. Here's 5 things to watch out for. President Xi has ruled China for 10 years. Usually, that would mean it's time for him to step down. But it's now almost certain he'll be reappointed for a precedent-breaking third term. 2-term limits were introduced in China in the wake of the long, brutal and chaotic dictatorship of Chairman Mao. The aim was to prevent one-man control ever being repeated. But in 2018, Xi successfully removed this limit from the constitution. It means he could, in theory, now be ruler for life. Xi could also be appointed chairman of the party. It's a role that hasn't existed since Chairman Mao's death in 1978. While this might not change much in practical terms, it is a major ideological elevation, and it could make him harder to challenge. It's usually quite easy to spot who a designated successor is in China. It'll be the person on the top team who's young enough to serve 1 term in waiting and then 2 terms as leader, all before hitting the retirement age of 68. So, if any new member is younger than 57, it will be a huge moment and an indication Xi might step down in 5 years' time. If there's no one, he may well plan to stay on at least another 10 years. Anyone hoping for hints of an end to China's zero-COVID policy will likely be left disappointed. The country's still imposing draconian lockdowns over a tiny handful of cases. State media went into overdrive last week praising the policy. The party has backed itself into a corner over COVID and thus far hasn't prepared a political off-ramp. Bringing the self-governing island of Taiwan under mainland control has been a long-stated dream of President Xi's. It's very possible rhetoric could be stepped up, and tough talk about national unity and sovereignty is a pretty safe bet. But any major signals about military action would be less likely. An international war over Taiwan would be hugely costly to China, and it will want to keep its options open. Remember, understanding Congress is a lot about reading between the lines. The emergence and disappearance of catchphrases, and even how often things are mentioned or not mentioned, can hold the clues.